Okay, I'm excited about this one. Over the past few episodes, we've talked about knowing when you're ready and how to get yourself in a position to win. But today, oh boy, today I get to show you the best part of my job and my absolute favorite thing, talking with the students. I never get tired of hearing these stories because every single one is different. But they all prove one thing. This is possible. I want you to meet 3 Purdue Global graduates. They have 3 very different lives, 3 different reasons for going back to school, and 3 very different ways that they made it work. Let's get into it. First, I want you to meet Cassidy. She was just a few years into her career and wanted to explore what could be next for her. Then we've got Sherry here. She was 30 years into her career and she was ready for something more. Finally, we've got TJ. He's a mentor and educator who had a deeply personal reason for going back to school. I asked these folks some questions and they sent me their answers. Let's take a look. First, they're telling me their why.
The reason I went back to school is because I had a dream job in mind, something that I had worked for years, and when that job finally became open, I found out that I was not qualified for the position because I needed to have a bachelor's degree. And that was really frustrating for me, so I decided to go back to Purdue Global so that I could fulfill my dreams.
Knew that I wanted to pursue a master's degree and further advance my education, and would hopefully use those skills to further advance in my career.
I made a promise to my dad. He actually asked me, way before I moved to Indiana, but he was just like, man, promise me no matter if I'm dead and gone, you're going to get your degree. Ended up getting my associates in 2017. So, like, he was there for that. And I was just like, hey, I did it. And he was like, hey, go back and get the other one. So, a big reminder that I made a promise to him and I owed that to him. So, that was the ultimate goal. And then just to better myself.
See, there are all kinds of different reasons for going back to school. The fact is, if it matters to you, it'll keep you going. Let's hear what they had to say about their biggest hesitations before enrolling.
The hesitation for me, because honestly, I did not like school. I made my way trying to play basketball, and I ended up getting my associates from playing basketball. So basketball was a big part of a lot of stuff, and that was also my motivation as far as, like, as long as you make decent grades, you can keep bouncing this basketball. So then just that reminder, like I said, I made a promise to my dad. So the hesitation was like, how am I going to do this as a working adult and have not that much motivation?
My biggest hesitation on returning to school was definitely the technology. It had been almost 40 years since I graduated from high school. It was very scary thinking about how's this going to work. But I was able to get through it. I spent a lot of time myself. I reached out to coworkers and family members to kind of help me through the challenges that I had. And the professors and the advisors at Purdue Global were also very helpful.
I travel a lot for a living, and so my schedule can be a little hectic from week to week. And so trying to find time to study and do all the classwork while also having a full-time job was a little concerning, but I was able to do it, and I'm glad that I completed my degree while working full-time.
Relatable, right? One thing many people don't know about is the required orientation program for our new students. Here's what our friends had to say about it.
My orientation program was very helpful. We started out going through, how to log on, how to submit papers, what to do if you were going to miss a class, if you were going to miss a seminar, if something was going to be late. They gave you options, and they made me feel really good on how to work with things. Probably the thing that was most helpful for me was they made sure that you had a plan. So I had to tell my advisor when I started, if we have a loss of electricity or something at the house and I can't attend a seminar, or for whatever reason I don't have access to do my homework, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Just having that in mind, I was glad I was prepared, because if that would have happened at the last minute, I might have been able to think of those things. So that really helped me a lot.
They just made sure they let you know, like, everybody's going to be there available for you. And most people say that in an orientation setting. So, like, actually having teachers that was like, hey, no, you can call me if you need to call me. I think that was very beneficial for me.
Okay, let's get even more real. Scheduling is one of the biggest challenges for working adults going back to school. Here's how they dealt with it.
I primarily finished all of my schoolwork at night. And a lot of times it was Tuesday nights because that's usually when assignments are due. But between weekends and after work, that was kind of the best time for me. And again, still managed to do it while working full time and traveling and all the other things, having a personal life. And so it was definitely a sacrifice. But when I look back on my experience, I'm glad that I pursued it and glad to say that I've completed my degree.
It was tough. I had to be organized. I was working full time. I had, children, I had grandchildren, life was just going on. So I made it a priority. The night of seminar, I always made sure that I had my first discussion board done before seminar. So that was very helpful. Friday nights were my night that I concentrated when I came home from work, done for work for the week. I could forget about what was going on there and come home on Friday night, and I would sit down and work through as much as I could. And then Saturday, that was my goal, was to have everything finished by Saturday evening when I went to bed. That way I had Sunday, if I needed to finish up with discussion boards or anything there, follow up, I had that time. And then I had Monday and Tuesday off to relax and not think about works, because it was very helpful for me to have that time that it was just, I could kind of forget about that and focus on other things. I didn't want it to completely take over everything. And it was a lot of work, and the first few terms were probably the most difficult, but once I got into a rhythm, that became a lot easier to do.
It's comforting to hear, isn't it? Not one of those situations is perfect. Everyone's just figuring out how to make it work in their own way. So you can see how it's possible to pursue your degree, regardless of what your life looks like. So take it from them. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just be willing to start. Thanks for being here today. If you're ready to take that next step, or even just sift through your options a little more, now's a great time to do it. Check out the links in the description to explore programs, student resources, and more. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Oh, wait, one more thing.
Take care now.